Hey, future homeowners, welcome to Real Estate Insights with your realtor, CeCe. This is going to be our weekly talk, y'all, where I'll share with you guys some practical tips and insights that you need, okay, so you can feel more confident about becoming a homeowner. So guys, this is literally my everyday one-on-one conversation with my clients, especially when it comes to, what's going on in the world. If you're not living under a rock, you know what's going on when it comes to homeownership. So I figure why not share this, when I have my talk with my community, with my people, let my people know, share some of these incredible tips with you guys, so that way you feel more confident. Again, you are aware of what you need to do when it comes to buying your first home. So whether you're fresh out of college or preparing to get married, listen, y'all, buying your first home is an exciting journey, and I'm here today to empower you with the knowledge and strategies you need to turn those dreams into reality. So y'all, if you are a Gen Z or a millennial like myself, you might be wondering, will I ever be able to buy my dream home? And which is a valid question, because listen, with so much going on in the world, with inflation, rising of home prices and increasing mortgage rates, it can feel overwhelming. Trust me, I get it. I know. But despite these challenges, I want you to know that you can still become a homeowner. And especially when you have the right guidance and you have the right people on your side, you're gonna make it. Okay. I'm your cheerleader. You're gonna make it. So that's what I talk to my clients every day. You're gonna make it. We're gonna do it. Okay. We're gonna make it happen. We got God on our side. You got professionals on your side, and we got you, baby. So we're gonna do it. And I want you to, one thing I need my viewers, my listeners to do is to stop watching the news, because y'all, it is so depressing. So today I'm going to break down a few tips that you need to know. So grab your pen and paper or grab your iPhone and get your notes going, because you need this to get you going. So the first thing that I want to mention is to make sure that you save for a down payment. So you might be wondering, CeCe, what is a down payment? Well, I'm glad you asked. Listen, saving for a down payment means that you need to set aside money over time to pay for the part of the cost of a home when it comes to buying a home, right? And that's what it's called, a down payment. So the more money you can put down as a down payment, the less you'll usually have to borrow from a bank in a form of a loan, right? So saving for a down payment requires planning and putting money aside. As I mentioned earlier, money from your paychecks. If you get paid every 2 weeks, it's always good for you to put some money aside, into a saving account where you don't touch it, you don't see it, and you get that money growing, because the money is there for a purpose. Listen, you get that money into that account going and growing. Okay. So that it's going to grow over time because it's there for a reason. And I always tell my clients, don't use a checking account, because checking account is going to screw you over. You want to make sure you get a savings. Savings is saved for something that you need later on. Yes, as I mentioned earlier, make sure it's money that automatically take from your paycheck or from wherever that is coming from, and it goes into that savings account where you don't see it. It just money just keep growing and not touching it. So number 2, what I want to mention to you is to live with family or friends just to save money, right? So a lot of Gen Zs and millennials are doing this. Instead of renting a place on your own, what they're doing is they're living with their family members or friends for a period of time. Especially if you're done with college, or you're on your own and you're like, man, I want to start building money to buy a house and to have my family, to build my family. So therefore, what the Gen Zs and the millennials are doing is they're moving in with family members or friends if they feel comfortable moving with friends, so that way they can start saving. So this helps them so much because they don't have to pay for utilities, they don't have to pay for rent. And if they want to, be generous and kind of like throw some money in there, if they want to be responsible for the water bill, which is not a whole lot of money, they could still be that generous person that says, you know what, I'm going to pay the water bills as opposed to pay the rent. And rent is not cheap out there. So y'all know what's going on. So it's always good for you to be generous if you're living with your family, and you're grown. Hey, I'm going to pay for the water bills until whenever I'm here. It is a good thing. So by living with others, again, you can use that money to put towards your future home, or whether if it's for a down payment or if it's for furniture or other expenses related to when it comes to owning a home. So number 3 is to look in different areas. So when you are, when you're searching for buying a home, it's important for you to consider different locations, okay? Because, yeah, some of the locations that some of my clients have been looking for, they're not qualified for it, unfortunately, because you have to be qualified for a certain amount for you to start looking. And my thing is, when it comes to me and my clients, we're going to get you pre-qualified first before I go out there and start looking for homes. So we have to make sure we get a lender to make sure that what you qualify for is where you stay within that budget. So looking for a house, location is so important. At the same time, you cannot be looking in a certain location because of the price point is so high. So make sure that hey, I'm going to be looking for a house. But however, I want to make sure that I stay within my budget and I stay within the locations, because sometimes on the west side, y'all know how expensive it can get on the west side of the town. So yes, like the big cities or popular neighborhoods can be expensive because of high demand. So think about that as well. However, if you expand your search to include less crowded areas, you might find homes that are more affordable. Again, explore different neighborhoods and make sure that you find options that fit your budget and your preferences. Don't go look for homes in the 500-600s where you only qualify for a certain amount. That is so important. So make sure you look into that. The 4th tip that I want to mention is take a close look at your wants and needs and why it's important. Okay, because I've had clients who comes to me and they want to have a list of things. They want to have a pool. They want to have this and this and this. They want to have so many things. But yet again, with their budget and what they qualify for will not allow you to, right? And of course, at the same time, you got to make sure that before you start looking for a home, it's very important for you to make a list of what you really need and what will be nice to have, right? Because I remember when I was buying my house, I don't think I had that option. I wasn't even thinking about that at that time. We bought a house in 2010. And at the time, my husband and I were just like in the process of getting married. And we want to make sure that we have a home. And thank God we did find a home in a very good area. And we didn't really have a whole lot of needs. We just wanted to make sure that we find a nice single family home in a very nice gated community. In the school in the area was not too far from our parents. So so before you start looking for a home again, it's helpful to make a list of what you really need and what would be nice to have. And I always tell my clients that your first home doesn't have to be your forever home. And what I do is I help my clients prioritize their must-haves and nice to have. So now let me give you guys an example of, your needs. Your needs are the essential things you cannot live without, right? Like bedrooms for your family or a safe neighborhood. Now, your nice to have are things like a big backyard, a modern kitchen, or you got to have a patio, got to have a pool. Those are nice to have. Don't get me wrong. It's nice to have modern stuff. So make sure that you prioritize your needs over want, because those are important. You want to make sure you stay within that budget, because that budget is so important, because you cannot go over your budget. Okay. So lastly, guys, I want to say is to stay informed and educated. The real estate market is constantly changing. And I tell my clients this all the time, staying informed about market trends and interest rates and new buyer programs are crucial. Okay, because it's so important for you to stay informed. Not everyone are listening. Not everyone are hearing the positive of real estate. The news more so gearing towards the negativity, unfortunately. At the same time, make sure you take time to consult with your realtor and other professionals to ensure that you are aware of what's going on in the market. And what I do is, my husband is my operation manager in my real estate business. He making sure that my email gets to sing out, my blog gets to be on my website, and that way my clients are informed. And I think it's so important, if you're working with a certain group of people, they are aware of what's going on in the market. They are aware that they can still, buy house, whether if it's going to be a crazy market or not. what happened is when you have good professionals on your side, you are going to win. No doubt about that. And another thing that I mentioned to my client is please go to home buyer workshops and seminars, because you will learn great valuable informations and insights. It's so important for you to stay informed in this market. It's so important for you to know what's going on. It's so important for, even if you're not buying a home right now, you're looking to buy a house down next year, beginning of January next year, it's still good to stay informed. Don't say, well, I'm not looking to buy a house now. I want to buy a house next year. So next year I'll get myself, informed. No, get yourself informed now. Be aware what's going on, because it's so important for you to know, because the market is constantly changing, and you need to be, and you need to know that these things are available for you. So guys, listen, I hope these insights have given you some clarity and confidence you need to embark the exciting journey of homeownership. Listen, yes, the process can seem challenging, but remember, with the right knowledge and support, owning a home is still achievable. So make sure you stay informed again and be flexible. Okay, be flexible on your search. be flexible on your search, and rely on professionals, guys. Rely on professionals to guide you through each step of the way. And I'm here for you. I'm here for you. You have any questions, reach out to me. I got you. Okay, we're going to pray and work. Okay, I'm that type of realtor. We're going to pray and we're going to put the work. So guys, until next time, keep moving forward on your path to homeownership. Stay blessed.